Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Rain.
Happy World Ballet Day, everyone! We'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are joining us today for the first ever broadcast of World Ballet Nerd Day 2024.
Why World Ballet Nerd Day, you may ask? Well, the reason why this all came about is because ordinarily, every single year on World Ballet Day, the Royal Ballet, San Francisco Ballet, and Australian Ballet host a global online live streaming event where companies all over the world can showcase their classes and rehearsals to give audiences worldwide a glimpse behind the curtain.
World Ballet Day is a huge deal for dancers and for ballet nerds all around the world, and World Ballet Day has been consistently feeding us with incredible, beautiful, top-notch ballet content for the past 10 years. However, this year, World Ballet Day released the tragic statement that the live streaming event will be paused this year until 2025. Needless to say, we were devastated. So in our best attempt to fill the void that World Ballet Day has left in our hearts, we humbly raise you World Ballet Nerd Day.
With World Ballet Nerd Day, we hope to gather the whole world together to celebrate ballet, just like how World Ballet Day has done so for the past 10 amazing years. But this time we're not just opening it to major companies from around the world, but giving an opportunity to spotlight schools and individual dancers of all ages and skill levels.
So with this goal in mind, we sounded the alarm and asked y'all to send in your own video submissions of your classes, rehearsals, and anything else that you're working on this season.
And let me just say, y'all did not disappoint. We received so many beautiful videos and we are so excited to be showcasing them for World Ballet Nerd Day 2024.
So starting right here from Dallas, Texas, we are going to be taking our trip around the world to see what all the ballet nerds are up to this World Ballet Nerd Day. And don't worry, we also will be participating with our own class footage.
That's right. And if you guys are ready to go, make sure you tap the like button and we'll hand the broadcast over to the Ballet Rain studio. Take it away, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
It's a beautiful day in Mariel, Texas, and ballet class at the Ballet Rain studio is in full swing. We just moved on from the bar to the center, so come on in and take a look.
Nice. Oop. Suture new and up. Good. So yeah, that's what a little bit of class looks like here at the Ballet Rain studio. Now we're gonna tour the world to see what all the other ballet nerds around the world are up to this World Ballet Day. So thank you so much for popping in, and we will see you in just a moment. Back over to you, Eden. Thank you, Eden. We are currently preparing for liftoff as we speak, but before we get going, we'd like to thank Ater, who is one of our sponsors for this year's World Ballet Nerd Day. Ater is a dancewear brand that is most known for their iconic dance sock, designed by dancers for dancers.
As y'all are well aware, Eden and I really love our socks. I wear socks every single day for ballet class, especially bar, and Eden just wears socks 24/7 around the clock.
I love socks. I am a sock girly, you guys. And let me tell you, the Ater dance socks are so comfortable.
Elite, you guys.
They're designed with all of the dancer's needs in mind. They have the perfect amount of grip for freedom of movement without slipping. They have options for extra support in the arch, and also they have no toe seams.
No toe seams,
for like ultimate comfort.
They're also made with high quality, very durable materials and with ethical manufacturing practices. So we are so excited to be partnering with them to bring the same elite sock wearing experience to you guys for World Ballet Nerd Day.
We'd like to offer you the code BalletRain25 5 for 25% off your entire order. Or you can click the link in the description box below, where it will take you straight to the Ater website with the discount already applied.
Thank you so much, Ater, for sponsoring World Ballet Nerd Day 2024. And with that, let's get on with the broadcast.
Alright, you guys, it is time for liftoff. We have stowed our tray tables, fastened our seatbelts, and returned our seats to the upright position. Starting off right here in Mariel, Texas.
Can I get a yeehaw?
We have our first video submission of the day, Faith, who is rehearsing her solo for the chocolate divertissement in the Nutcracker. Nutcracker season is officially in full swing, you guys.
Oh, yes.
We are so here for it.
Faith just finished learning this piece 2 weeks before sending us her submission, and we were very excited to see this. The chocolate divertissement, or the Spanish divertissement, is my personal favorite. There are a lot of fun choreographic passages in there. Would have loved to dance it myself, won't lie.
Yeah, I know. Solo work is an honor. You can express yourself as like an individual.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It is super, super fun. So Faith, awesome work. Everybody make sure to send good Ballet Nerd vibes to her for her performance.
Next up, we have Rebecca from Eugene, Oregon. She is actually an adult ballet dancer from Ballet Fantastique in Eugene, and she's been dancing for about 2 years.
In this clip, she gave us an absolutely fabulous run-through of the Finger Fairy variation from Act 1 of The Sleeping Beauty.
It's probably my favorite of the fairy variations.
Yeah, it's so iconic.
She's working on this solo in preparation for a recital in December, which is super wonderful. We really love seeing schools and companies give adult ballet dancers an opportunity to perform.
And to learn repertoire as well.
Yes, it's so important. So we're so excited for Rebecca that she gets to have this experience of learning classical rep, and we're wishing her all the best for her recital.
Onward to South Bend, Indiana, to the Southold Dance Theater. These video submissions came from Caitlyn. Hi there. And she gave us 2 beautiful submissions. One was an exquisite level 8 technique class taught by Fiona Cameron Martin. So beautiful.
They're beautiful, and these combos were hard.
Yeah.
And
full point classes are always intense.
They are very intense.
Doing tendus and dégagés and point shoes is...
It's another level.
But
yes.
these dancers were beautifully trained. We loved watching them do class and watching them work.
Don't make yourself small, Lamia, and out, 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 out. Attack all the steps a little bit more. I'm in front of you, wrist. Shoulders up, up, up. One more time.
And then following the technique class, we got to see a wonderful rehearsal for the finale of the Nutcracker.
Those rehearsals are always fun.
Yeah.
It can get pretty crazy because you have the whole cast.
It's like the one time in the ballet where the whole cast is on stage at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different components, a lot of different moving parts. And so those rehearsals, as you can imagine, can get very crazy, very intense. But the dancers did an amazing job, and Miss Fiona, of course, managed it like a pro. This was one of their first rehearsals, as Nutcracker season is just starting. At the time that these submissions came in, it was like still quite fresh in the Nutcracker season. But yeah, this rehearsal was really great to watch, and of course, it sent us all the warm Nutcracker feels.
So applause for Southold Dance Theater and Miss Fiona Cameron Martin. Beautiful work. And thank you so much to Caitlyn for sending us your beautiful rehearsals and class.
Last off in the US, before we continue around the world, we have Elisabeth from New York City, and she brought us a beautiful run-through rehearsal of the Giselle Act 1 variation.
Elisabeth is going to be performing Giselle with the Annie Gadelia Ballet School very soon, and so she's working very hard to prepare this role and get ready for the show.
I love the little hops on the diagonal. I think she did it really, really pretty in this role, and I think it just had that lightness. And also just the skirt that she was wearing was so cute.
So Elisabeth, beautiful work on a very challenging variation.
Yes.
We're very excited for you, and we're wishing you all the best for your upcoming performance.
to finally cross the ocean over to the UK. And here we have Jamie from Liverpool bringing us a self-choreographed piece set to Grande Amore.
Jamie is preparing this piece for an exam, and I think the practice of choreographing is very, very important. It's a skill that's overlooked for dancers because, you know, it's like, oh, you're a dancer, you don't need to choreograph. But I think learning to choreograph is actually very, very important.
Even if you don't become a choreographer, the skill of knowing how to choreograph and put movement to music, I feel like it really just enhances your ability to learn choreography and pick up choreography from a dancer's perspective as well.
Yeah, and like understanding of how different movements pair with music.
It teaches you a lot. And so, well done, Jamie. This is really great. We're wishing you all the best with your exams and really beautiful work with this piece. You should be really proud. Popping over to Manchester, UK, we have our delightful little duo, Rawdon and Sylvie, who actually did our intro. Wasn't that the cutest thing, you guys?
When the team showed us their videos, we were absolutely like dying.
We were losing it.
They were so cute. I don't know how they got the finger guns, like
the finger snap. We might be out of the job. But anyways, they sent us quite a few clips from their level 3 and 4 RAD class with their lovely teacher, Rosemary Johnson.
It was so much fun to watch their classes. They were really focusing and working hard, but they also made sure to have a lot of fun.
Exactly how it should be.
Exactly how it should be.
I was especially impressed by their placement, especially for like such a young age. You know, I was very impressed with their placement and their musicality. Their artistry was already coming through.
Two very promising ballet dancers.
The other thing that really made us smile was seeing them improvise to a little piece from Giselle. And it was very clear that they have studied these roles of Albrecht and Giselle in Act 2. It was very clear, and we really loved watching it. So bravo to all of you. Thank you so much for participating in World Ballet Nerd Day.
Knees up. Back foot first. Very good. Very better. Very nice.
Happy Ballet Nerd Day!
This next segment is super special to us because we had the opportunity to connect with the Cicchetti legend on YouTube.
You'll know her from the documentary Ballet Secret Code,
Julie Cronshaw. We are super excited to have her and her gorgeous Cicchetti trained students grace this year's World Ballet Nerd Day. And so without further ado, take it away, Julie.
Hello, I'm Julie Cronshaw. I'm a Cicchetti ballet teacher in North London and producer and co-director of the ballet video Ballet Secret Code, which you can find on YouTube. Jordan and Eden of Ballet Rain, hello ladies, contacted me to say that they were going to make a video for World Ballet Nerd Day, which is a fantastic idea. I filmed a Cicchetti classical ballet class last week, which is the Advanced 1 traditional work, and I'd like to dedicate it to a ballet teacher called Richard Glasstone, an internationally recognized master of the Cicchetti method who passed away last week. Thank you very much ladies for inviting me to take part in World Ballet Day. It's a great idea and I hope everybody enjoys the snippets that we're going to send to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Julie's so amazing.
She's incredible, you guys. But the students, watching them, we were scraping our jaws up off the floor because of how difficult these combinations were in classic Cicchetti style, you know, famous for some of the hardest combinations known to mankind.
It was really cool to see that classic Cicchetti technique, and watching it, it's very clear to see why Cicchetti was so famous for producing some of the strongest, greatest dancers
of all time.
You know? To do a Cicchetti combo, like, it requires you to have so much stability and so much understanding of your technique, because these combos were
brutally difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
But the girls did a fabulous fabulous job.
Thank you so much to Julie and all the amazing people behind it.
If you want to learn more about Cicchetti, watch Ballet Secret Code.
Yes.
Her amazing documentary. And we also have a short segment on Cicchetti in our Ballet Styles video. All the links will be above and below, of course, for you to check out.
Here we go. And show the back as much as the front. Really stretch those heels forward, your toes lower. And really go to your knees, otherwise it's half baked. Okay, if you're going to do it, make sure it's really, and that's nicely lifted as there. Tian, we good? Enjoy. And.
Next up on the map is Namur, Belgium, and this submission comes from Sarah, who sent us a portion of ballet class from the school Centre de Danse Symbiose.
The class was led by Chloe Tillman, and the students in this class were only 10 to 12 years old.
10 to 12 is a very special age for dancers because around this time, you know, you start getting your point shoes for the first time.
Exactly. And that's the time where your ballet vocabulary starts growing a lot quicker. It's a critical point in time for the dancer.
And so it was so lovely to watch them in class. The girls did a wonderful, wonderful job.
And the fun part about watching this was that the whole class was taught in French. So that was a really fun part of getting to watch this class, was just hearing the beautiful terminology all in its native tongue.
Watching ballet classes is probably about the closest I'll ever be to knowing how to speak French.
So anyway, thank you so much to Sarah and Chloe and all these beautiful girls. Wonderful work, and thank you so much for being a part.
Et là je l'ai vu, hein, mais faites-le bien derrière. Vous êtes 4, hein, donc il n'y a pas besoin de vous mettre chaque fois à l'écarté.
Our next submission comes from Norina from Germany, although the video that she sent us was not in her studio in Germany because she was on vacation in Mallorca, Spain. And so her video featured her taking an online ballet class on her balcony, so of course we got the most magnificent views behind her to enjoy while she took her class.
As she was on vacation, she was following along from a ballet class video on YouTube from the ballet YouTuber queen herself, Catherine Morgan.
If you're watching, Catherine, we absolutely love you.
We love you.
When we watched her class, we could see that she was a very technically strong dancer. Placement, the posture, lovely. Épaulement was there. And when we found out that she had only been dancing for 1 year, we were floored.
Honestly, we would have never guessed that all of that beautiful placement and training has been accomplished in only 1 year. Norina, you should be super, super proud of all your progress. And also kudos to you for like doing a ballet class while you're on vacation.
I got a hole in my sock.
So yeah, anyway, we're super proud of her and excited to see her keep rising in the ballet world. And we hope that along the way, she'll never get tired of looking back and celebrating how far she's come.
I do front, bring it in, also come, and reverse.
Alright, you guys, we are more than halfway through our trek across the world. But before we go any further, we would like to take a moment to thank Odette Parfum Co. for sponsoring World Ballet Nerd Day.
Odette Parfum Co. is a woman-owned business that specializes in perfumes that are handcrafted and inspired by ballet.
We fell in love with the brand the moment we heard of it because, I mean, as ballet nerds ourselves.
Yeah,
It all made sense!
Yeah.
A few of our personal favorites is the Rose d'Age, inspired by the famous number in The Sleeping Beauty, and the Grand Battement, which is inspired by the Ballet Russe. And of course, they have so many other beautiful scents up there. We have quite a few of them ourselves, and we wear them a lot. And I might add that these would make exquisite ballet-themed Christmas gifts for all the dancers and ballet nerds in your life. So,
in celebration of World Ballet Nerd Day, we'd like to extend to you guys the promo code NOUVEAU for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much to Odette Parfum Co. for being a sponsor of World Ballet Nerd Day 2024.
we were very excited to get a submission from South Africa this year, you guys.
Yes!
Very excited, and this one comes from Zahara from the Catherine Glaser School of Ballet in Witbank, South Africa.
She is currently preparing for RAD exams, so she sent us a lovely video of her practicing an échappé combination for the exam.
Firstly, of course, the music choice was exquisite. The Medora variations are always my favorites, so 10 out of 10 for that. She seemed very, very sturdy, very secure in her ankles.
Which is always welcome to see, because ankle stability is everything as a dancer. You know, to prevent injuries in the future,
yeah, exactly.
To have supple, strong ankles, it's absolutely paramount.
Yes. But anyway, we are wishing you all the best ballet nerd vibes and very high scores in your upcoming exams, Zahara.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining World Ballet Nerd Day 2024.
Flying over to Asia now, to Kaohsiung, Taiwan, we have a beautiful submission from Virginia, and she's rehearsing the Kitri Act 3 variation, the iconic one,
yes,
with the fan.
She and her teacher, Fanny Liao, have been working very hard on preparing this variation for a ballet competition specifically for adult ballet dancers. Again, going along with what we said earlier in the video,
yes,
we think that giving adult dancers these sort of opportunities is incredible.
But yes, it was fantastic to get to see Virginia working on this variation. She did such a wonderful job.
Really, really good, especially for, I think she said she's only been doing point for 3 years. I will say, the final passage up until the end was very satisfying to watch. I think it was just the pas mal.
Yes.
Very satisfying to watch. Beautiful work, Virginia. Thank you so much for sharing. We really love watching you.
Best of luck for your competition. The next video submission comes from Bangkok, Thailand. We were actually there recently and we documented all for you guys in this video, linked above and below. The video submission comes from Erika.
Yeah, it's actually really funny because we literally met her at the festival in Bangkok, Thailand.
It's so great to meet you guys in person.
Yeah.
So we can like ballet nerd in real life, you know?
Exactly.
It's the best feeling.
Anyway, with that aside, Erika gave us some really beautiful video footage from her rehearsal of the Act 1 and Act 3 Aurora variations, which are famously difficult in general. I think we've said that on the channel before, but the role of Aurora is by far the hardest female role in the ballet repertoire ever. A lot of really long, very difficult variations, multiple pas de deux in the same ballet. So it's a really taxing role.
And on top of that, there's nothing to hide behind. It's very exacting technical work, and you have to maintain this very demure, very mindful
sort of demeanor. Anyhow, Erika did an absolutely exquisite job. Right away, what stood out to us was her very clean, very pure classical technique.
Yes.
Which really shines in these variations. So, I mean, whoever picked these variations for her, really, really good choice. Those clean arabesque lines.
Yeah.
The transitions, the épaulement, so classical.
Yeah.
Really loved seeing that. You can tell that there was a lot of thought that went into it. So yeah, Erika, with much love. Hopefully we'll be back in Bangkok soon. Really beautiful work, and thank you so much for sharing it with us.
say that I was hoping for a lot more dancers from South America. Like, I won't lie.
And Australia.
Yeah!
No one from Australia this year.
No Aussies want to rise up and represent?
I know you guys are there.
You're like, Argentina? Where are you at?
I know you're watching.
Yeah, don't be shy. We wanted to see you guys.
This might be the last stop of the day before we head back to the Ballet Rain Studios in Dallas. And of course, we're going to be stopping by City Ballet Academy in Singapore.
These videos were sent to us by Miss HaiYing, the studio director of City Ballet Academy.
And we were so happy to have her and her students participate in World Ballet Nerd Day.
She gave us a level 4 and a level 1 technique class, and also rehearsals for 2 pieces that they're working on, Spirited Bells and Sailor's Dream.
All of the dancers from level 1 to level 4 were absolutely incredible. They're all so young, but the discipline and the focus and the drive, I was very impressed by.
Miss Bao and Miss Ma did a fantastic job teaching and rehearsing the girls. Both were very, very attentive teachers, very detailed. No stone gets left unturned in terms of ballet technique.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the dancers really show the product of that. These girls were absolutely charming to watch. It was delightful seeing the rehearsals, and the choreography was also really fun. Yeah. I loved watching it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, HaiYing and City Ballet Academy. We loved watching your classes and rehearsals, and we're wishing you all happy World Ballet Nerd Day.
Shoulder level, then go 2, then go 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the 8 I want the finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Turn out ready. And go. And turn 1, 2, and 3, 4. Sharp base. Then ground ready.
That concludes our broadcast for World Ballet Nerd Day 2024. We want to extend our deepest heartfelt thanks to everybody who sent in your beautiful videos of your dancing.
We absolutely loved getting to watch each and every one of you, and we just wanted to say thank you so much for choosing to share your unique gift and a small snapshot of your journey with us and the world. It really means a lot to us because ultimately, you know, ballet and dance was meant to be shared and to connect people, dancers to dancers and dancers to audiences. Because as people, as humans, art is just one of those special, precious things that we all have in common.
So we really hope that World Ballet Nerd Day was able to achieve that today. And we really hope that you guys enjoyed supporting your fellow ballet dancers and ballet lovers all over the globe. Everybody make sure to leave some kind and encouraging comments to all of the dancers we got to see today. And make sure to continue to support each other and cheer each other on always, because that's what ballet nerds do.
We are wishing all of y'all a very happy World Ballet Nerd Day, and we're looking forward to the official World Ballet Day broadcast in 2025. Although, perhaps if you enjoyed this broadcast and you would like for us to continue next year, let us know in the comments.
Thank you so much to the sponsors of today's broadcast, Altair and Odette Parfum Co. All of the information will be in our description box, of course. Do not forget to use the promo codes for exclusive World Ballet Nerd Day discounts and support the brands, because ballet nerd brands are the best brands. And of course, thank you so much to all of our patrons who are absolutely monumental in powering the channel as a whole. We love y'all so much. You make our world go round. If you've been enjoying our content for a long time now, then please consider supporting us by joining our Patreon. We'd really, really appreciate it. Anyways, I think that is all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye.